Liverpool were only 2 games away from a historic quadruple, but City won the league again. And when you look at Champions Leagues, there is a lot of element of luck when it comes to winning Champions Leagues. Yes, Liverpool have got that pedigree and they've been incredibly successful. But when you look at City have won 3 of the last 4 leagues. I think whenever City make a move now, all of the other clubs around have to take a gamble.
Well, there you have it, people. Welcome back to the show, and welcome back to me. I feel like I've been away forever, judges. But it's good to be back on with you, mate.
Into that. How was the holiday? I've seen the photos and everything like that. It looks amazing, the place, Dan. It looked really nice. Where's the sun?
I can't lie, man. Have you been Croatia, mate? Yeah, I know. Yeah, listen, I don't go brown. I'm not like you, am I? I've got a bit of ginge in me, mate. I've got a bit of ginge. I just singe. But no, do you know what? Have you ever been? Have you ever been Croatia?
No. Is it nice? I've heard a few people say it's really, really nice.
Stunning, mate. Absolutely stunning. Went to Dubrovnik and it was just amazing. Yeah, if you've never been, get yourself over there. Lovely break, beautiful country, 30 degrees every day, and also the scenery is just stunning, man. It really is. And if you're into Game of Thrones, I don't think you've watched that, Lee, but I was obsessed with it. Yeah. They do a little Game of Thrones tour, and they show you where it was set and how they put everything together.
That's where it was set.
That's
right. Yeah. Yeah,
it was
class.
What
the beaches like and all that? Nice. The beaches,
stunning,
nice.
Mate. Yeah, a bit pebbly. Have some beach shoes on you. A bit more pebbly than sandy, but it was stunning, mate. The water's it's so warm and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You're supposed to go June or September because July and August it goes up to 46 degrees, which is just ridiculous. Yeah, mate, it's one of those, isn't it? It's just too hot for me, but hot enough for you, Lee.
Well, perhaps we better tell Mikel and Edu to get there on their holidays, especially in the transfer window. What do you reckon,
Well, mate, let's talk a little bit about that. You've just gone on to the BetVictor clip there and talking about City, who, by the way, I mean, they're linked with Calvin Phillips today as well. They've got Haaland and Alvarez already. I mean, I don't understand, mate. They are, let's be honest, no one's catching them, in my opinion, right now.
No.
I think, do you know what I mean? I just can't see it, Lee. I look at winning the league without a striker twice in a row, and now they bought Haaland. You know what I mean? I don't know about you. I just can't see anyone catching.
The other side of it is, Dan, is that they've both gone in early with 2 big, fantastic signings. I know that you like Nunes, that you quite rate him. And I've not really seen enough of him to say to make an opinion, but obviously, they've gone in big. By the way, both teams could actually, if you be honest about it, you could actually say that both teams are not really desperate for that sort of forward. If I'll be honest, they're not desperate for it. They can, where Arsenal have been in January, we've known that we needed a striker. And those 2 teams have gone and done it. And we haven't. Dan, I'm going to say it now, This saying from Mr. Kroenke, from Josh, we're going to be excited and all that. When are we going to be excited? when are we going to be excited about a signing or or anything like, you know what I mean?
We've already made a signing, Lee. We've got Marquinhos. Come on.
Yeah, which I'm not going to knock because you need to bring in ones for the future as well. But he should be brought in on the back of surely a striker by now, Dan. You know what I mean? And I'm going to say I'm frustrated when I look at it now. I'm going to be really honest. Tottenham making signings that, and I'm thinking to myself I'd be excited if he was coming to us. And I was talking to Paul today at work, and he's saying, that's because of Champions League. I'm not buying into that no more. I'm not buying it. I don't want no more excuses, Dan. I mean, the excuse is still being made. Do you know what? Talking to Nick yesterday on the show with DR, and he said a great point. He said, in the transfer window, as a West Ham fan, he's moaning, and people go, I don't moan yet, wait till the transfer window's up, finished and all that. Then when the transfer window's finished, the same person that's saying, stop moaning, well, there's nothing you can do now. It's you know what I mean?
And then what they do, even more, they go one further and say, let's just see what happens in January. Then nothing happens in January, and we go, let's give him another window in the summer. It's a roundabout, mate. It just keeps going round and round and round.
Well, let's be honest. What is your feelings about this, man? Because I'll just quickly go into it. I just think that after what had happened with Arsenal at the end of last season and no transfers in January, I honestly thought Arsenal would have made a little statement, a little signing. I know people are going, oh, it's still early and all that. Like, no, for me, I think Arsenal, like Liverpool, like Manchester City, have made statements. Liverpool have made a statement. Manchester City made a statement that we're going to want to win the league and the Champions League. Liverpool have made a statement by saying we're going to try and challenge you. What is Arsenal's statement at this moment in time? I think Tottenham have got into the Champions League and are saying, look, we're making a statement. We're backing our manager. What sort of statement and what sort of what are Arsenal? What is it all about? It just, I don't know. I'm getting worried. I'll be honest. I'm not going to lie.
Well, let's be honest, Lee. We're a few days into it, so everyone's going to say, calm down, we're only a few days into it. And yeah, I agree to a certain degree with that. I think we are early days. But we didn't sign anyone in January. We were selling players to try and apparently cut the wage bill down so that we can have this massive summer. And there are reports of war chest yet again from the Kroenkes of near to £200 million. Now, I don't know how much people believe in that, but we'll soon to be seen, won't we, when it slams shut and we have spent X amount of money. But what gets frustrating with me even more than anything is the three teams, or two teams, that don't actually have to do anything are the two that have, and that's Liverpool and City. And why have they done something, Lee? Because they got so close to each other this season just gone. They had to say, do you know what? I need to do something statement-wise to try and win a Champions League or a Premier League, because that's what they're doing. Arsenal, who apparently moved to the Emirates to try and win Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues, have got nowhere near that strength in depth, have done nothing in January, so everybody was expecting to see at least some activity. Now, Mark Quinnos, I'm not going to slate the signing because I don't know the kid. He might come on and be a brilliant player. He might even be better than Martinelli, who knows? I haven't really seen him kick a ball. But a 19-year-old player, when we've already got 4 or 5 of those, isn't going to excite me. What frustrates me even more, though, judges, is I wanted Darwin Núñez, he's now gone. I wanted Masuma, he's now gone. I would have taken Calvin Phillips, he looks to be going. I would have taken Cucurella, he looks to be going. These players that I would have been more than happy for us to at least show an interest in, we haven't even done that. Now, I've got nothing against it, Lee. If we go in for Darwin Núñez and he goes, look, I'm flattered, you're a massive club, but I'm off to Liverpool because I want to play Champions League football. At least we would have had the ambition to put a bid in. Yeah, we haven't even done that. With Basuma, £25 million, which is an absolute bargain, in my opinion, for a player that's Premier League proven, that has the attributes of everything that I want to see in the Arsenal midfield, and we've not even put a bid in to try and compete with Spurs down the road. Now, I'm hearing he's a massive Arsenal fan, so I'm sure that he would have at least spoken to the club if we would have put a bid in. So what I want to talk to you about that right there, because Bissouma for me would have been perfect fit at Arsenal's midfield, and I'm devastated not with the fact that we haven't gone for him, but he's going to them lot down the road to improve their midfield and not ours.
Well, this is the problem I've got, like, you know, on the situation now, like, is I don't care what anybody tells me, like, you know, if you was to bring in Bissouma and Tielemans, right, yeah, that is an upgrade on our midfield that we've got now, you know what I mean? Like, and also it gives us strength in depth and all that, like, you know, 1 year left of their contracts and all that, 25 million, 50, 60 million. That is 2 players, £60 million that are strengthening making us better. You know, you couldn't get one of them for one of that for the price of one last season. It's like buy one, get one free, isn't it, really? Like, do you know what I mean? Last year, Dan, they were 50, 60 million pound players. Now they're going to 20, 25 million. Why are we not going in there, like, and doing that is beyond me. It's beyond me, like, you know. And I'm with you on this, you know. That was just 2 things that can say that. Listen, if we get Tielemans, that's a great deal. I'm not saying it's not, Dan, you know what I mean? But we need more than that. We need absolutely more than that.
Partey was 50 million release clause, or 40-something million release clause. 45 million. Tielemans and Bissouma are both rumoured to be a bit around about £25 million each. They would both be an upgrade on Xhaka and El Neni, and we've still got Partey. And people, were saying yesterday, we won't need Bissouma, he won't play. And this is where I get frustrated, Lee, because I get Arsenal fans who are saying, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to Partey? What's going to happen to Ødegaard? If we buy Rafinha from Leeds, what's going to happen to Saka? And in the same sentence, they say our squad's too thin. So I don't get these fans, man. We need to strengthen, and we have a squad, don't we? We've literally got about 18 players. On the
Well,
books.
I don't see when you get when people say Basuma's not going to play. What do they mean by that? Because Partey doesn't play. Partey never plays. He's so Basuma's guaranteed at least 20 games a season. And also when you think about it, Partey hasn't lasted a season when there's been no European football. Tierney the same. I'm sorry, you cannot go down this route no more about what players, where they're going to be playing and all that. Who cares? You come into the side. What does that do? One, that means if you're in that team or in the squad or whatever, you're going to up your game down because you've got to play well because you've got competition. What competition as Partey, right? This is my beef with this at the moment. Partey can go to the African nations, get on a plane and be in the Arsenal squad on the same day as his plane lands. That is not right. That is not what a big club like Arsenal should be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Basically, they should say, you have a little break now because we don't need you at this moment in time because we've got good enough players at this football club. This is not a problem. And this is the problem we've got at this moment in time. I want to say, look, if we just sign Tielemans, I'm going to say, yeah, that's a great signing. But it isn't enough, Dan.
It isn't enough. No, it ain't enough, mate. And
when people turn around and talk about money, you know what I mean, £25 million for a midfield player that, as you've just turned around and said, is established, Premier League proven and all that. Like, don't give me this crap about money no more. Don't give me this crap about being excited and all that. And as Kevin's just put in the chat there, there's no excuses no more. Like, there are no excuses.
I was going to say,
it will tell us everything we know. And I honestly believe it's already telling me something that we need to know. Because I look at Liverpool and I look at Manchester City and I'm thinking that.
And Tottenham.
Tottenham as well. They're the teams that are doing it like that. Spurs might not win the league, right? They might not win the Champions League, right? Okay. But I tell you what, they're doing themselves a great chance of doing it. But and I will say this to every single Arsenal fan, thank God for Manchester City and thank God for Liverpool that them two teams are about. Because I tell you something now, Dan, we will be going through hell because I'm going through hell with them doing what they're doing at the moment. But at this moment in time, there's still no trophies at the end of it. And that is sad. But that is not right for us to continue the way we are going. And fans, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to mention them, but like we're very close to us. I continually keep giving excuses. I want to see action. I also want to see a club that is that for 10 years, Dan, I was told we cannot compete for big players and for titles because of a stadium. I see them down the road competing or trying to compete, getting into the Champions League, spending money on players, not selling. I haven't seen them sell one of their top players yet to fund the stadium, to fund the seats that we're sitting on, like we had to do, like Fabregas, like Van Persie, like whoever, right? But I see them bringing in players, and I'm getting frustrated with it now, like, you know. And forget about all this Champions League money and all that. Like, we had that for 20 years, like, you know. And I'm getting fed up with it now. I'm getting fed up with it, like the excuses, like, you know. And I'm going to tell you this now. It is not about whatever, like, you know. I'm going to be. I've watched every Arsenal game last season. You have, right? You know what I mean. As a fan, and I'm telling you, like, you know, when fans, whatever, and all that, like, we ain't stupid, right? We know exactly what this football club needs. We know exactly what it needs to get better. And when a £25 million midfielder is available and you're not going for it, questions need to be asked. Then why? And when an owner's son is saying 2 years ago, be excited. Well, I'm not excited. I'm no accountant. I want to be excited. I want to go to the beginning of the season in August, Dan, thinking, do you know what? When I paid all my money for the season ticket, we have got a chance of doing something. Not just thinking, oh, well, we're also runs again. And we will be if things are not done. You know what I mean? Like, we're being held to ransom by Eddie, right, at this end of the day. But because of the incompetence going on. Now, this won't happen. I've heard this, Dan. This won't happen under our management no more, like players going out of contract. And here we are again with another player out of contract. Also, this summer, I was one of these, you know, and I'm going to say it now. Trust the process and all that, like, which has been bashed into my head by a lot of people every single time. Trust. And in January, I was the one that come out and turned around and said, oh, no, look, we went for Vlahovic, you know what I mean? I'd rather go for him and then get someone that we don't want and all that. And then I find out this week that we're never really in for him, Dan. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And they want me to trust. Fans telling me to trust. Well, I'm not. I want to see something that's going to make me trust. Because at this moment in time, I am not trusting anything that was said. And I'm going to say one more thing about it, about Mikel Arteta. Is he a yes man? Is he a yes man, or is he this great messiah of young management? Because at this moment in time, he is looking like a yes man to me because there's nothing happening. Conte pulling out, I want this and I want that, and getting it. What is going on?
Bruv, you're spitting facts. You're spitting true facts. And someone else who is Mr. KC Kevin Campbell, Super Kevin Campbell in the chat says, this is where we find out how ambitious the club are. No excuses anymore, especially after we fluffed our lines getting Champions League football. And that's come from Kevin Campbell, who, to be fair to him, has backed, or tried to at least back the process, back Arteta, and likes some of the stuff that's been going on at the club. And even he's now saying, look, no more excuses. And I think that we have seen quite a lot of excuses, not just from this manager, but from actually the whole club, top to bottom. Everybody knows my opinion on the manager, but actually, I'm going for the owners, man. I'm sorry, I'm going for the owners. I can't deal with this Arteta stuff anymore because I can't sack Arteta. The fans won't sack Arteta because the majority, 95% of them, love him. So it's got to come down to one man. And if Kroenke is ambitious and is spending billions and billions of pounds and wants to be Arsenal to be the next LA Rams, then I'm sorry, but he has to get rid of the manager for coming 8th and 5th. So when I look at what Stan Kroenke's going to be doing this summer, it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm going to see exactly what this ownership's all about this summer when we have not got a centre forward at the club. Give me another season in your history of supporting Arsenal Football Club, me, you, everybody in the chat, where Arsenal have gone into a season without one centre forward. Give me another season where we've gone to into the season on the summer window needing about 8 or 9 players. I don't know another season where we've gone into that situation, Lee, where we've needed that many players. And one last thing before you come in, I want someone to tell me why we do not have any balls at this club to go in for these players. Because there's people in the chat going, well, he was never going to come to us. They are the same people that told me Conte would never come to manage Arsenal. Where's he managing now? Oh, he's at Tottenham up the road and he's got the balls to say, I'm going to walk out because we've just lost to Burnley and I can't manage this team. Unless you're going to back me, I'm going to go. Because I can get this crap team into the top 4 because I'm elite. So he's got that crap team into the top 4 by buying 2 players with 1 transfer window. Not 5 like our magnificent manager, 1. He's bought 2 players and he's got Chicken Royale, Ben Davies, Davinson Sanchez, Matt Doherty, Oliver Skip, Harry Winks. You think he wants them players? He's got that team into the top 4. So what can he do? I'm telling you, mate, they're the best of the rest for me next season already. They're coming third. I tell you that right now. They are coming third, and that manager who I wanted and everyone laughed at and said no chance, he will win them a trophy, and we won't be laughing anymore because that's how good this guy is. He don't muck around, mate. He's coming in already and buying like, Lloris, what happens when you get injured? Well, we play this crap keeper. All right, we'll get Fraser Forster in then. What happens when we need somebody in midfield? Because at the moment, Bentancur and Højbjerg aren't doing it. You can have Basuma for 25 million. Yeah, let's go and get him. I've already got Kulusevski and Bentancur. And do you know what I'm going to be linked with now? Jed Spence. I'll buy him Perisic because he's to win now. Not in 5 years' time like Saka and Martinelli and Smith Rowe are. I want to win right now because I ain't here for long. I ain't going to be here for long. It would not surprise me, Lee Judges, if Conte goes after this season. It wouldn't surprise me at all. He's not signed an extension. He's got 1 year left. That 1 year, he will do something. I don't know what it's going to be. God forbid it's winning a Champions League. But he will do something next season. Meanwhile, we are to being told to trust a process that for 15 years has not worked. Why are we going through Project Youth 3.0 when Project Youth 1.0 ended up with Fabregas and Van Persie leaving because they had no ambition to win? Why did Project Youth 2.0 end up in Wilshere and Ramsey and Welbeck and Oxlade-Chamberlain all leaving because they didn't win anything? So what happens in Project Youth 3.0? Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Ødegaard. In 3 years' time, Newcastle and Man City will look a lot more appealing. It's a joke, mate.
Absolute. I can't disagree with a word you're saying there. Like, you know, and realistic, this moment in time, I hear people go, "Oh, well, Spurs are Spurs, and they do this and all that." Like, I don't care about whatever that. They are showing ambition. Whether you like it or not, they are. And
True.
one of the things is that, you know, I look at it and Dan, you know, like the Rams spending fortunes. So that's new stadium. So they've got the best players best players in the NFL, all playing, you know, for them. And we've got nothing up front. And I'm going to say this now. Who was our top goal scorer last season?
It was Saka, wasn't it?
Saka or Smith Rowe? I think with
and
11
Smith Rowe,
goals.
both of them. I think they both got 10 or 11. Yeah.
Not a forward. Here we are. We haven't signed one yet. And this has been going on not just since January. This has been going on all of last season. So we're prepared to let Aubameyang go, which I think's fine. Okay, yeah, you know what I mean? He's gone, right? Not a problem. But we've not replaced him yet. And we're now what is it now? We are June the 15th, right? Now, when I look at it, I don't want to see this forward coming in on the 1st of September after 5 games, Dan. I want to see him come in before pre-season starts so we can get ourselves going and see what we can do. Like, you know, I want to go into the season optimistic of what we're doing. If you've got a forward that scored 4 or 5 goals, which I think is right, might be wrong on this, like, you know, with the 4 or 5. If I'm not right on that, Lacazette got 4 or 5 goals and Eddie got 4 or 5 goals, right? Okay, like, you know, if that is the best of your forwards, what does that tell you? So not only are the fans telling you need a striker, it's also statistically wise, and there's still nothing been done. Now, I'll get the thing that there's plenty of time to go, but I reckon at the end of it, and I'm going to sit here and you might laugh at me here, like, you know, come the first game of the season, Eddie will be our forward. If we can persuade him to sign, if Arsenal can persuade him to sign, you know what I mean? Like, now, I get this thing about what's his name? Martinez, whatever his name is. I get it. I get that. Right. But you just spot on what you said about that. Like, you know, we're waiting for Smith Rowe and we're waiting for we've been waiting since Emery was in charge in his first game of the season to see the real Gabriel. It's taken us 2-3 years under Mikel. So how long is it going to take for us to see this one? If it's taken, who's, you know, let's be honest, Gabriel Martinelli is a fantastic player. It's taken him 2-3 years to get through and break through under the mighty Mikel. So we've got to wait another 2-3 years for this fella. I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? Like,
we need experience now, Lee. We need experience now, mate. And I'm not talking about 32-year-olds. I'm not talking about 30-year-old blokes. People get confused with this. Tielemans is experienced, right? He's not 20. He's not more than 25. The reason he's experienced is he's a Belgium international. He's not one we have to wait for. He's ready now. He's Premier League proven and he's killing it for Leicester. That's a good signing. Ruben Neves would be a good signing because for the last 3 seasons, he's been Wolves' standout player. He's 25, I think 24 as well. So he's at the right age of 20 and he can do bits in the middle. So if we're not going to get Basuma now and he's going to go to Tottenham, I'd like to see 2 of those players come in. Gabriel Jesus is a winner in terms of his mentality. He's not prolific. He's not going to get us 30 goals a season, but he can play in a few positions, give 110% for the team, and his work rate is superb, right? And a lot of Man City fans are very disappointed that he's leaving. Now, I think he'll go to Chelsea, personally, because I think Chelsea need that type of player as well. But if he was to come to Arsenal, that would be a good signing. But I want to see an out-there signing. I want to see us go and put in a 75 million bid for Tammy Abraham. Yeah? The top striker, English striker in Europe. I want to see us go and buy somebody like him. We wanted him last year, apparently. He's gone to Roma. If we can go and buy him, that would be a good signing. If we can't go and get him, I want to go and see us be ambitious and go and get someone who's on form in Napoli, Osimhen. Up top, banging them in for fun, right? That's what I want to see now. But there is no links to any players at the moment that I'm going, wow. Because even Tielemans, as much as I really would like him, that doesn't excite me and make me get off my seat and go, do you know what? We are heading places now with him in the middle. Because that's one of about 4 that we need. So I need to see some serious players. And that's just in a first squad, by the way, 4 players. Because we need 8 players, mate, in my opinion. We need 2 backup fullbacks. We need 2 centre midfielders. We need 2 centre forwards. And I still think we need a winger as well. So I look at that and think we need 7 or 8 players coming in. That's with Saliba and Turner, who are already coming in, by the way. Yeah. So I don't know that we're going to see that, Lee. I really don't know what your thoughts are about how many, but I think we need about that many. I really do.
Yeah, listen. When I've done that thing with BetVictor, you look at that and you say to yourself, right, Liverpool, Manchester City, right, them 2 teams. When you look at them 2 teams, if you're a fan of those 2 teams, you're thinking we've got a chance of doing something. But at the end of the day, Dan, you are looking at it and thinking, right, I might. If you're right, let's get it right. If you're a Liverpool fan, you're not favourites to win the league, but you're in the mix. You're in with a chance. If Manchester City fail a little bit, then obviously, for me, then Liverpool have got a very, very good chance of doing it, But I look at it with us. And we're desperate for a forward. We're desperately for a forward, And I'm going to say this now. We're not linked with any. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know because Liverpool got Núñez out of the blue. Tottenham have got Basuma out of the blue. So I get that, all these links.
But why do they get it out of the blue? We've been linked with Tielemans for how long? Weeks and weeks and weeks. They can go out of the blue, get Darwin Núñez and Basuma in. What are we doing then? Jesus and Tielemans have been linked with us for what? 3 weeks? Maybe longer than that, 4 weeks. Well, and we're still not close to signing them. So I don't get it, mate. I don't know why it takes so long.
People keep going in the in the chat, that Jesus, forget about him, he's going Chelsea. Well, if that's the case, what are we wasting our time for it and all that? I don't really get, and because of these Brazilian links and all that, I'm going to go on to this one now, Rafinha, surely it's easier to get Gnabry with a year's contract than Rafinha in my eyes, But we're being linked to, we ain't getting Rafinha. I'll tell you that ain't going to happen.
I think he'll go Barcelona. Because Spurs and Arsenal want him. But, we've been linked with... So Rafinha and Gnabry would be two signings, both of them. I think we should get both of them. They're 2 signings that I think would lift us. They go, wow, do you know what? Exciting, good to watch, flair. Not all on Saka and Smith-Rowe and Martinelli's shoulders anymore. Tammy Abraham, that would get me out my seat. He's a good player. He's proven it already, not just for Chelsea, but for Roma. Tielemans, he would get me, and I'd say, do you know what, fair play. Ruben Neves, now that we can't get Basuma, that would be another one that I look at. And Zinchenko at City apparently is linked with us. He's a good player and someone that's proven to win stuff. These are players that we're linked with, but I can't see them all materialising, Lee, because I don't feel, and this is horrible for me to say, but if I'm them, I'm not looking at Arsenal right now because I don't want to win in 5 years. I want to win right now. I'm a footballer. I don't want to win in 5 years' time. I want to win right now. And from the previous last 10 years, Arsenal don't win in 5 years' time. They'll get the odd FA Cup here and there, which people are happy with, like myself, because I love trophies. But actually, as a footballer, you want to be competing at the very, very top level. And players like Tammy Abraham and Tielemans and those players are going to want to go to the top. Not, let's just see if we get in the top 4 and hopefully get an FA Cup once in our next 5 years. They want to try and win the best. So if Manchester City or Liverpool or Chelsea even or Tottenham under Conte are saying, if you come to us, we will try and win something this year. If you go to Arsenal, they'll probably be all right when the Saka and Smith-Rowe get to 25. At the moment, they're just going to be scraping into the top 4. And that's honestly how I look at Arsenal Football Club. And it's horrible for me because I'm a winner, Lee. I demand the best and always have. And when I grew up under George Graham and Wenger, we didn't try and scrape through top 4s and start celebrating and popping champagne when we did it. We were disappointed because 3 teams got ahead of us. So next season, I'm not going to be happy with just top 4. Certainly not going to be happy in the bloody Europa League yet again for the, 7th year running it will be. I'm going to demand the best. So I need to see these players coming in. So Stan Kroenke and Josh Kroenke can tell me that to be excited. And I need to be excited. And I have no faith that that's going to happen, which is why I'm coming for them next season. I'm done with Arteta. He's showed me what he is. He ain't good enough. He's come 8th twice and 5th. Yeah? Sorry, mate. I know you've tried. You've done as best as you can, I'm sure, no doubt. But it ain't good enough. So for me, if you're going to look at Arsenal coming anywhere near below 4th place, I'm done. And Kroenke has to get rid of this guy, man. It's madness. And if he doesn't, I'm coming for Kroenke, not Arteta. Arteta's loving life. He's got a job at Arsenal. He's the fourth highest paid manager in the league, apparently. I don't know why he's deserved that, but he is. Yeah. So it's a madness.
For me, look, listen. You've been forthright with your views and all that, and fantastic. I'm going to be really honest. I've tried to back it and try, I'll keep the faith up, and I really have. I really have. I've fed into all this crap for too long, if I'll be honest. You know what I mean? Like the 10 years under Wenger, I went with that. And backed him, and then realised I was being mugged off. I'm trying not to be mugged off now, and I look at it, Dan. Someone said on Twitter today, "Oh, look, Arsenal, bringing out another shirt, and that, the club might have fallen, but the shirts are great and all that, and." It is so poignant that we're like that at this moment, and I get that fans are trying to back, but for me now, I'm really at the. How can I put it? I'm at the edge. I'm at the edge of now just saying, right, this is not going to work. Arteta out and everything like that. So what I need is something to just say, look, just pull me back from the edge. Do you see what I'm saying, Dan? And the club is doing nothing like that. You know what I mean? The disappointment of last season, the way it's all gone. I need the club to just say, Lee, believe in us. This is what we do, and they're not, and it bloody hurts me. You know what I mean? And I'm really getting really frustrated. I'm getting down about Arsenal, do you know what I mean? I have mugs, from Tottenham telling me how great they are and all that, do you know what I mean? And it's laughable, really, but it's starting to you can't argue that they're the better club at the moment. You can't argue that fact, you know what I mean? And it pains me to do that, and there's an acceptance from our board to allow that to happen. Now, if he really cared about Arsenal, he wouldn't let that happen, Dan. He would not let that happen. You know what I mean? And that's where it is. I am hurting being an Arsenal fan at this moment in time. I really, really am hurting, and I need some ointment. I need some medicine. And Arsenal are not doing it. And it really.
Let me ask you this, Lee. Let me ask you this. For literally last 10 minutes of the stream, let me ask you this. What, in your opinion, I know there's a lot of moaning and people will say, oh, he's only a few days open. And we are in a downer. And I still think, and I don't know if you feel, I know you feel this way, I'm still hurting, mate. From the end of the season, I ain't going to lie. I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting. I'm still frustrated. I'm still gutted that we completely threw this away. And although I knew it was going to be coming, and I think everybody deep down knew that I felt that. I was trying to be as positive as I could. I just didn't have the faith, and I find it very hard to be fake. I always try and be real when I come on, so it's very hard for me to try and go, oh, I think we will get top 4, when actually I don't think we will. But you've got to try and keep positive. What would you like to see happen, Lee? And I don't want it to be the obvious answer of spend money and get players in. What would make you excited for the start of this season, and how realistic do you think that will happen? Because I think you're on the same wavelength as me, mate. But I just want to know what would excite you going into the new season, bro.
Right, just to forget about all the money side of things, the club excited me last season. Watching Saka and watching the young boys, Smith Rowe and all that, and Martinelli, that excited me last year. I really enjoyed going to games last season, right? Okay, forget about the results at the end. It was enjoyable watching those young kids. Now, for the older fans and all that, we've been in this position before. You know what I mean? Twice. In my lifetime, as an Arsenal fan, we've been like this. No lower than what we was in 83, right? And 95, coming out of the end of the fantastic George Graham era, What we've done was two things. One was more of a success than the other, but you'll get it. in '83, we signed Charlie Nicholas, right? Okay. The fan base was down, like I am now. And it excited me, like, do you know what I mean? Because what it showed was that every club wanted him, but we went out and got him. And the first game of the season, I was excited about going to that game. In '95, I'll never forget it. I was touring America. I thought about not coming back. You know what I mean? I was having a real good time. Picked up the papers. David Platt and Dennis Bergkamp had been signed. Exciting. Oh, this is going to be great. Arsenal need to make a signing that's not necessarily going to win us the league or whatever, right? Yeah. But it's going to excite us. It's going to want me and you and everybody else to go, God, I'm looking forward to going and watching him play football. We haven't got that apart from our young kids that have come through. It's not right, Dan. When you look at that stadium, I want to see a world-class player coming through and being signed. Now, Tielemans is a very, very good player. He's not going to excite me as you've turned around and said, like, you know, I'm not saying Nunes is going to be at Liverpool is going to be that sort of sign, but I want to see someone there like that. I want to see somewhere where I look in August and I think, do you know what? We're going to bang in goals, a goal scorer, someone that's going to excite me. So that's what I want to see. And I don't care how much it costs. It might not, you know, it might be a free transfer or whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, or where I want to see someone. I'm going to go, wow, I'm excited about him. And we know, Dan, that we're not with 2 or 3 signs. We're not going to challenge for the title. I get that. It wasn't like that in '95, and it certainly wasn't like that in '83. But what it done was give us excitement. I want to be excited about watching Arsenal Football Club. Not pissed off when I see them buying a shirt and all that. I am not interested how good the shirt looks. I'm not interested how lovely the new black and yellow kit is and all that. I want to see something on that pitch that excites me week in, week out, and makes me look forward to going. The thing that makes me looking forward to going to football at the moment is going with my mates and having a good time, right? Yeah. I want to go. That should be secondary. It should be like, I'm going for the football and, you know, I want the whole bloody package. You know what? I spend enough money every season to have the packet, the can't even say it, the package. I want us to. That's all I want, Dan. I'm not saying we're going to win the league and all that, like, you know what I mean? I just want to see. I want to see a transfer window when I can say, wow, I believe in Arteta. I believe in the Kroenkes and all that. At this moment in time, I don't believe in none of them. I don't believe in none of them, and it hurts.
Yep,
it hurts me.
It's amazing, isn't it? Because the crowd and the fans need a lift, and they're more than happy to listen to us when we want a song played before the ground. They're more than happy for us to be excited when we're singing songs about qualifying for a Champions League. I'd rather be lifted by a top signing. I'm with you, mate. And I don't know who it is. I don't care who it is. I don't care whether it's Tielemans and Abraham together. I don't care if it's Osimhen up top. I don't care. I want to be looking at that striker going, cool, do you know what? I fancy him to score some serious goals for Arsenal next season, actually. And I want to see a couple of players coming in to help these young kids out. That, by the way, I'm not even daring to slag off, because those that do is a shambles, in my opinion, because they should not, and I repeat, not be the ones that we're looking up to. They should be like Fabregas and Van Persie were, alongside the Henri Bergkamps and Vieiras that were being helped by those role models and leaders, not by people like Granit Xhaka. So when I look at these players, if I see Granit Xhaka and El Nini in our midfield again next season, I'm sorry, but we are going nowhere with them two for the last 6 years. So why are we going to go anywhere with them again? So I need to look at that, man, and see that there's some players to lift us. Lee, we've got a couple of super chats I just want to bring up before we do kind of get towards the screen for us to answer. I'm going to ask Dave just to flick them up for us because I ain't got power tonight. So the first one is from Lawrence. How you doing, Lawrence? Hope you're well. Lawrence says, hi, Lee. Josh Kroenke tells us to be excited, yet his old man won't help Arteta strengthen the squad, but he'll fork out $175 million to offer contract extensions to 2 of his LA Rams players. How can we be excited about that, Lee?
Well, exactly, like, you know what I mean? It's like the favourite son, isn't it? I've said this the other day, like, you know, obviously, like, the favourite son's getting everything, and like good old Arsenal getting nothing. When you see things like that, I just want him gone, mate. I just want him gone.
Same, 100%. And I've wanted him gone for a long time, to be
No,
honest.
I don't want no excuses no more. When you're putting out money like that, and we're scrimping and saving over here, get out, get someone in, sell it. Make your money by selling it, and let someone else come in and try and do it. I've had enough. I can't stand it when I see that. It really hurts me. Hurts.
Yeah. It does hurt, mate. It does hurt. You know, Kev's made a good point in the chat. He says the fact we fluffed our lines says that we need quality in this side to compete, because if we get the right bodies in. Next super chat is from McDowell's Human Resource. I love this guy. Few dollars for the Big Mac Fund, he says.
Lovely. I had a Big Mac for a while. Thank you.
No, likewise. We continue to embarrass ourselves day in, day out. What has me worried is all of these loaned out players that's still on the payroll. The process is a mess. This is a great point, by the way. Great point. Because there are players that I believed that are out on loan that could have come in and done a job last season, and they're still out on loan, coming back. We can't get rid of them because they're on ridiculous wages. Bellerin is on, I think, 120k a week. No one wants to pay him that. He wants to leave Arsenal, but no one will pay him 120k a week. Lucas Torreira, they don't want him. He's probably on ridiculous wages, and we're probably asking for a lot from him. So when I looked at Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Lucas Torreira and Guendouzi all out on loan, and we're playing Patino in the middle, when I'm looking at no right back at the club, and we've sold Chambers, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles was probably going to be able to do a job better, in my opinion, than Cedric, but he was out on loan at Roma. We've got positions of players that are all coming back that could have actually done half a job in January to try and push us for that top four. Not saying it was going to happen, but I'm just saying it was better than what we had. Now we're in a situation where they're all coming back when we don't need them or want them, and we can't get rid of them. Because players like Bellerin are on 120k a week because he's part of the Wenger reign. So this is a really interesting point. I did a show on Arsenal Lounge the other night, and we went through how many players we can actually sell this summer and how much we'd get for it. We got rid of a whole 11 or 12 players and made £40 million realistically. That is a shambles inside of our player sales. Now, people talk about Liverpool selling the likes of Ryan Brewster for 25 million. I ain't seen him do nothing since. Jordan Ibe, 20 million. Ain't seen him kick a ball since. Dominic Solanke, banging in goals for Bournemouth. 25 million pounds they sold him for and bought him for nothing. That is how you run a football club. Leicester City, exactly the same, the way they've sold and bought players over the last 2 to 5 years. Arsenal is a shambles top to bottom because we're run by businessmen that are not footballing men, that have employed, in my opinion, novices to do a job that they ain't got a clue what they do. I'd love someone to come on here and tell me what Vinay does. No idea what that guy does at all. Edu is on another jet ski, Arteta's on another holiday, and the transfer window's still open. So pull your finger out as a club. We're 5 days in, it means we've got time. Go and start getting the fans excited, otherwise you have to come on here and start moaning again a little bit longer.
Yeah,
anyway.
And it was fantastic what you just said there also, and some fantastic chat, you know, on the chat as well and all that. Like we are, it feels like we're moaning, but we're not being negative or whatever. We're just frustrated fans. We're frustrated of what we're seeing and all that. Like, you know what I mean? And that is all it's all down to. You know, we just do we expect better? No, we want to be. We feel that we deserve. Listen, Arsenal fans have been the most patient, like, you know,
Yeah, I was just going to
whatever, and they deserve better than what we're getting.
And the thing is, Lee, people will say, "Oh, it's only 5 days. Be patient." Listen, I've been patient for 18 years, lads. Yeah, I really have.
I was patient in January, by the way. I was very, very patient in January. Back the management again, back to Arteta and everything like that. I was very, very patient in January, and people turning around at me saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. He'll be making signings." I've been very, very patient, and so have most Arsenal fans.
100%, mate. I can't agree with you more. A couple more super chats before we wrap up, Dave. Next one comes from.
Dave's gone to sleep.
Oh, has he gone to sleep? Is he? Can you whack it up, Lee? I haven't got the power.
There are no more super chats.
Oh, there are no more. I'm being told there's no more.
Okay. Just before we go, Dan. Black Falcon are in the building, like, you know, on the super chat. I'll do some nice. I'm an ambassador for them now, like, you know. So if you go on LJTV 10, go onto their website and you get 10% off of all their clothing. I can say their clothing is very, very good as well. Like, you know, so and I'm a very proud ambassador of their merch.
That's got to be done, man. It's got to be done. Listen, this has been a great little debate. It's good to have some therapy. And to be honest with you, Lee, it's not got to a stage with me where I've lost my patience in the last 5 days. I see more and more evidence that we're not really too urgent to get some players in.
You know what I mean? With you on that. You know what I mean? I'm totally with you. It's not that I'm over the last 5 days. It's over January. You know what I mean? Like people turning around, my mates turning around to me. I'll give him another window. Well, you know, I've seen one window go, been and gone. You know what I mean? So here we are on a summer one. I honestly, going to be really honest with you, like I expected Arsenal to make a real statement. I believe that after January, and they've not done it then, and that's what's upset me.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I couldn't agree with you more, and I believe that it's too much that's happened now for me to be just upset over the first 5 days of a window with nothing happening. It's got nothing to do with that, you know what I mean? Because 5 days is no time. When I see that we've had all of January, all of the season to look at our targets, and I don't look to be at the moment as if nothing's close, that does get a bit frustrating when I see other teams that have already done their business. It just proves to me they're not ready, these people. That's all it does. More and more evidence to me that they're still not prepared. They might surprise us. They might pull it out the bag. We might get 8 or 9 players and everyone be happy and think, wow, look at this squad now. That's what we want. But whether that'll happen...
If I do, we'll come up here and I'll have a big hand out. I'll be 100% and be very, very happy. Let's see what happens, like, you know what I mean? So,
of course, mate, 100%. Before we do go, massive thank you to everyone in the chat tonight. Amazing amount of viewers, amazing amount of interaction in the chat. Thank you all so much. If you could please smash a like and subscribe on this video as you come out, that would be amazing. If you can come and support my new channel, I'd much appreciate it as well over at Football's 12th Man. There's been four or five videos that have come out now, and I'm on my way to 2K. So if you could try and get us towards 2K, that would be amazing. I would love that. Oh, look at that. Dave's put it up in the bottom. What a legend. That would be amazing, guys, if you could do that. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so, and hit a like on the video. Lee, that's the nice little bit of therapy, mate.
Yeah, I feel a little bit I've got it off my chest, you know what I mean? Like, I've got it off my chest, feel a little bit better. Sorry if I had a little moan up, but that's how I feel. I'm very, very frustrated, and I'm upset at this moment in time. You know, I want Arsenal to be as good as they possibly can be, and that's all I want. That's all I want.
There we go. Fair play. Listen, guys, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up there. We'll speak to you very soon. I'm sure we'll have more content for you ASAP. Until then, take care and up the Arsenal.